I stand before the crowd after being beaten. I humbly accept the punishment given to me by those who had witnessed my miracles. It is easy to look at this scene now and think, how could they have accused me and condemned me to death? All I did was love every person I've ever met. Yet, they are not alone in their condemnation of me.
How often do I ignore the person no one wants to talk to? How often do my words condemn others in the way that I speak? It is not only the Jews and Pontius Pilate who condemns, but I stand next to them shouting just as loud, "Crucify him."
I need to learn how to be careful with my words and actions. I will try to show more love to those who do not.
I have had sleepless nights. My friends have betrayed me, and I endured a beating that is too horrible to fully imagine. I have been whipped, stripped, and spit on by countless faces, some of whom last week treated me as royalty as I entered their city. And now they hand me a cross to carry? The weight of it is far more than any number of pounds conceivable, for in carrying the cross, I am carrying the weight of all sin.
It was my sin, my selfishness, my pride, my anger. Each added more weight to the load, and it was not only my sin you carried, but also my burdens, my worries, my fears, my sadness, and my insecurities. Step by step you carried them up towards forgiveness.
I need to learn to have strength and courage to let go of all the negativity in my life. This is the path I must take to be happier.
As I walk through the narrow streets, every moment, every jolt burns and reopens my wounds. The pain along with the weight of the cross becomes too much, and I fall. Even though I know what still lies ahead, I will not stop, and somehow I'll find the strength to continue.
How many times have I fallen in my walk? Too many to count, I'm sure. So many times when I fall, I don't feel like getting back up and trying again. There are too many temptations that I am faced with that feel too fun and easy to do because so many people around me are doing them.
I need to remember to have courage and perseverance when I fail. It is so much more to push on and become better in who I am.
All the shouts and jeers from the crowd move like a wave in my mind. I struggle to remain conscious, but one voice stands out. At first it's so faint that I wonder if it's real. But then as our eyes meet and I see her face, I'm not surprised that she is there for me. She has always been there for me. Her, yes, to the Father has been a light in the darkness. And now, here in my darkest hour, she is there.
There are so many times when I feel alone in my struggles. It seems that no one understands what I'm going through, especially my parents. But I realize they must. How many times have I hidden things from my parents out of fear of what they would say, or what trouble I would be in when all they want is to love me?
I need to remember that I am never alone in my struggles. My parents, my friends, and peers show their love for me and remind me that I always have someone.
The soldiers who had beaten me all day had what appeared to be a moment of compassion. Yet instead, their selfish motives override their opportunity for charity. They only want to follow their orders to get me up to the place where I will be crucified. Once they see how broken I am, they decide to grab Simon, a Cyrenian, out of the crowd to help me. He follows behind me, walking in my footsteps, helping me move forward. I must press on, knowing that the worst is yet to come.
How often do I pass up an opportunity to help someone in need? Do I let what others may think of me stop me from reaching out?
I need to open my ears to hear the ways in which I can help others. When someone is in need, I will try to help them to the best of my abilities.
The thorns cut so deeply into my head that even seeing where to stop next is almost impossible. All who approach me other than my mother either shout at me or spit in my face. As Veronica approaches, she walks differently than others. As she reaches out her hand and wipes my face with her cloth, her compassionate face becomes clear. No words are necessary, and I am eternally grateful, for in this moment my dignity as a man is restored.
How many times have I forgotten that each person is made with dignity and deserves my respect? Do I make others objects of my pleasure and ignore their humanity?
I need to learn how to give people my respect even if they don't deserve it. People should always have dignity and be seen as beautiful for simply being a human being.
The soldiers are enraged at me falling this time. They can't understand how Simon's help is not enough. In their anger they hit me again and again, before they remember that I have to be alive to be crucified. The beating stops, but the shouts and taunts become louder and harsher. I can stop this. I am the Messiah, and I have the power to reveal myself to everyone here. But I know that it would not fulfill what is written about me. I know that I must be faithful to all my Father's promises to his people. I remember my love and my faithfulness, and I get up. With my wounds full of dirt, and each step embedding it deeper, I keep going.
How many times have I failed to follow through on my promises? Or worse yet, how often have I lied even to people I care about?
I need to stay true to my word even if it is terribly hard. It is important to become a person of integrity while remembering to stay true to myself.
Their wailing sounds like a funeral. They cry and weep as if I'm already dead. Air still passes through my lungs and my heart still beats, but to them, I am dead. They know I'm on my way to be crucified, and because of the beating I have endured, I already look like I should not be breathing at all. Yet in this moment, consumed by death, I speak words of life and say, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me."
How often have the things I've watched or listened to led me away from you?
I need to learn how to have compassion for people and even in their darkest moment remember that they are still worth it.
I fall again, this time from sheer exhaustion. Only my will presses me forward while my body refuses. But my Father knows that this has to be finished, and that this is not yet complete. Man feels the excruciating pain, and every bone in my body wants to stop right here and move no further. Somehow both join together, and I muster the strength to get up. I vow to not fall again, because now I can see the place they are leading me to. I know the end is close, and so I press on.
many times have I let my flesh win over my spirit? How often have I chosen to sin rather than to follow your way? Was it my sin that became too heavy that you fell this third time?
I need to remember to always try my best to be good.
The first place I was laid when I came into this world was a wooden manger. There I was laid in love, and now it is out of love that I lay here, on this wooden cross. The soldiers pull my right arm out, and then horrific pain throws through my entire body. The nail pierces not only my hand, but also my whole body. The soldier hammers the nail, only stopping to wipe my blood off his own face. Again, the nail is driven into my other hand, and the pain jolts my entire body. Pain goes through my legs as they nail my feet.
How many times has my sin become a strike of the nail into your body? How often do I turn away from your mercy?
I need to learn how to take responsibility for what I have done wrong, but also how to have mercy for those who have also done wrong.
In some ways, to get to this point is relief, because I know it's almost over. In other ways, it's terrifying, because I know the worst pain possible for a man to endure is still waiting for me. My bloodied cuts have dried into my garments. Because of this, they act as a second layer of skin, and so little of my own remains. As soldiers strip me bare, it is not the nakedness that is painful, but rather the vicious tearing of my new skin. The cuts that had closed now reopen, and once again, a river of blood runs all over my body. I am stripped of my dignity as a man, for even animals are given a swifter, less painful death.
How often have I judged others by the way they look or what they are wearing? Do I find my own self-worth and self-identity by the clothes I wear or the way I look?
I need to learn not to judge others by how they look or what they wear. I want to learn to find my self-worth.
Above my head is the inscription, King of the Jews. As I use every last ounce of life left in me to lift my body so that I can speak, I do not look the part. Yet, every word out of my mouth is one of love. Truly, from another kingdom. The faces of all humanity flash before my eyes as one by one I recount whom I am doing this for. And finally I say, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. It is finished. I breathe my last breath, and it looks as though this is the end.
I need to never forget that there is someone who loves me. I will not live alone in a world where there is always someone who cares.
The first arms that held me in this world are also the last. My mother was told a sword would pierce my heart the day she presented me as an infant to the Father. Now, as she holds my body that is mangled beyond recognition, she sees not only the man she now holds, but also the child she held, and her heart is pierced. My comfort to her will come, but in this moment she has only the Father to be with her in her sorrow and pain. All hope seems gone.
How many times have I lost hope in you? How often have I doubted your ability to be God in my life over all things?
I need to learn that when all hope seems lost, that there is always a ray of peace somewhere. I just need to trust that everything will be okay.
I am laid to rest by Joseph of Arimathea, Mary Magdalene, my mother Mary, and a few other women. As my body is anointed, Mary Magdalene remembers my eyes looking into her heart. Tears stream down her face, along with the others there, as they too remember my love. They wrap my body in clean linens and lay it in a new tomb. The stone is rolled over the entrance, and now it surely is the end. Up to this point, death is final. While those I have lived with, laughed with, and cried with are in their heightened sorrow, believing all is over, I am conquering sin and death.
How many times has death felt like the end? When I've lost a loved one, it can be so hard to remember your victory. How often do I miss the opportunities to say, I love you, to those special people in my life? Do my family and friends know how I feel about them?
I need to remember that death is not the end. I need to find the strength to say the words I love you to the people who mean the most to me. Everything and everyone should show this ultimate love. I need, I trust, I love.
Follow me and take my hand. I am the truth. Embrace me and you'll understand. I am the life, and for me you'll live again, for I am love. I am love. I have risen, sin is defeated, and I am